truly live on YouTube. I'm just freaking winging this right now. It may show up there, it may not show up there. I actually have no freaking idea, but we're just going for it. Today, I have with me my dear friend Tyson from Gays Against Groomers, my friend Avery, Lee. Where would I say that you're from? California.
I don't know. Avery Lee.
Avery Lee.
I just make content, man.
She
I
just
just
does,
talk on the internet.
yeah, she shows up on the internet all loud and proud. Avery is a trans conservative Christian, and Tyson is a gay man, and I'm just a straight woman. And today, we're going to be reacting to radical left ideology. I am recording now, so don't come over here. Thank you. Um, I don't know if we're live on YouTube, guys. No freaking clue. If we are, great. If we're not, I don't know. We're
I
fucking
can bring it
around
up.
and finding out right now. So yes, we are going to be reacting. We've picked a handful of videos to all react to radical left ideology to see what we all think of it. So without further ado, let us start our first video. You guys ready for this one?
Ready?
Oh, I go where I please. I will continue to go into women's restrooms, women's locker rooms, women's spaces, because I am a woman, whether you like it or not. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing Fox News can do about it. Ollie London, Ben Shapiro, Stephen Hilton, Tim Pool, Moms of Bigotry, Libs of TikTok, Charlie Kirk, Matt Walsh, Matt Gaetz, Nick Fuentes. There's nothing any of you can do about it. Nothing. I go where I please. And so far, nobody's had the guts to even try and stop me.
Yeah, because you're a massive man. Like, who's gonna try and stop you?
I
Oh
wouldn't
my
even
God.
assume that that was a trans woman trying to pass
In
Right.
any
either.
way, like, there was no effort whatsoever.
None.
It's like,
Mm-mm.
to me, that's scary.
Yeah, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I can't speak from that experience, but I can only imagine how terrifying that is. Like to hear as a woman, oh, it doesn't matter what anybody does, doesn't matter what happens legislatively. Like I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want. Like that is very like it almost gives like predatory kind of vibes. You know what I
Well,
mean?
well, I have another one with that guy in it that we're gonna watch, and it's even scarier. But like, I just as a woman, like for me, I look at that and I'm like, do you believe you're a woman? Like, does that guy actually think that he's like just woman in it around? Just a woman.
Before
Mm-mm.
we play the next one, I just want to point out I did feel a little bit scorned that he didn't even say gays against groomers at all. Because, like, I was just like,
You're
okay.
just waiting for it. You're waiting for him to list gays against groomers. Yeah,
Yeah, like, okay, we don't exist. Rude.
rude.
Like they can't stop me. It's like, well, maybe they can, maybe they can't,
There's a
maybe they
lot of
can.
people coming for you, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
It's that was scary to me.
That's very terrifying.
Yeah, I that's the kind of attitude that, like, listen, if you're going to go in the women's room, at the end of the day no one can really stop you, but like, why do you have to behave like that?
Right. It's a level of entitlement, you know. It's like it's really, really gross, and it stems and roots from the fact for the past 4 years we've had an administration that has enabled them rather than hold them accountable. And now that Trump's in office and he's finally holding people accountable, it's people are blowing, are their minds are short circuiting over it. You know, and so it's causing them to act like aggressive. Oh, I'm just gonna do what you want. I don't care. Nobody's gonna be able to fucking stop me. I'm gonna do what I want, and that's just
Yeah, life has
it's
boundaries.
entitled.
All parts of life has boundaries. Everyone has boundaries. You know, there's places that we can't cross, and regardless of age, gender, sex, sexuality. There's a boundary for everyone,
Yeah.
and some people just don't like hearing no.
Mm.
Well, and I don't know why they find it so offensive in that, like, what if you just had like your own bathroom? Like,
Yeah.
why can't there be a
You
space for transgender
I
people?
was just going to say I will forever advocate for the fact that why am I not rooting for my own space? Like why are we not rooting for a gender neutral restroom to be implemented everywhere to solve this issue so that we can have our own representation? And I've had like people say like, oh, or I've heard liberals say like, oh, like that's really weird that they want to just confine us to this one bedroom instead of affirming. And it's like, dude, that's like this is what you want. You want representation. You want to have your own space. Like, why would you not want to feel empowered in your own bathroom at the end of the day?
Yeah.
That's a
You
form of
know?
equality, right? That's a form of equality,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, and to like piggyback off of what you said, Tyson, like these are spaces that have been exclusively like restricted from the opposite gender for decades now.
Yeah.
Decades. And even back in the boom of like the 80s when a lot of trans people were coming out and transvestite became transgender and like we became more normalized, even back then we were using the men's room. Or if we were using the women's room, we were waiting for women to fully exit. We're making sure the bathroom was completely empty first. Or, like there was a lot of extra steps and precautions because when you become trans, like you have to kind of accept that there's things you're going to have to alter in your life to make sure that you're not stepping on other people's rights, you know?
But they don't even see it that way.
Of course not.
Like that's the problem, and I think that's the biggest thing. And they find it so offensive that we could possibly say like, hey, you should get your own space. Oh, then you're a bigot and you're this and you're a Nazi and all of these things that they call you. It's like, well, I think it's fair for you to have your own space.
Right.
You can go in there with all the other trans people. What's wrong with that?
I mean, I'm a gay man. I mean, if I walked into a woman's restroom, I think everyone would have the exact same reaction to another man walking in. It has nothing to do with my sexuality. I'd look like a man,
Right.
you know,
100%.
and I've got no attraction to women. So,
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I can't handle that attitude.
And they don't understand how much they're silencing the voices of real women in the process of trying to affirm themselves too. Like these are real women who are speaking up, whether it's through lived experience or just through personal experience of like, they just don't want to have to deal with this. They want to make sure that they're completely safe. They shouldn't. It's a very vulnerable position you're in when you're in the bathroom, and when you just completely ignore and blatantly ignore these women who are speaking out against it in favor of affirming a trans person, like you're completely trampling on their rights and their autonomy at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And like this is the same crowd who's constantly screaming about abortions removing their bodily autonomy. So it's like why is it like it's like a pick and choose smorgasbord at this point where they're kind of picking and choosing what to be angered about, what to be outraged about, what to, like ride and out or, root for. And I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are starting to really wake up to that.
Yeah, I would
that was
freaking
such a good point, Avery.
I would hope so. I agree with you too. And just like I said, as just a woman, because that is my space, like that is freaking terrifying to just have that attitude. Oh, if you're such a woman, then maybe you would understand how that would actually make a woman feel.
Yeah.
Like,
And I would even argue that there is literally only one circumstance where it is okay for a male to enter the women's restroom, and that is if like a father is with his young daughter. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like that is the only circumstance that I think it is okay to enter a women's restroom. But other than that, if you're just going in there to pee, no, I'm not okay with that at all.
One thing I've
Like
seen,
if and
a lot of
they'll bring up, oh, it's just a place to pee. If it's just a place to pee, why can't you just pee in the men's room? Why does it have to be this big thing?
one thing I've seen is a lot of fathers that have like openly spoken about this tend to say that they stand outside and they wait for their daughter to come out.
Mhm.
So like even the fathers are actually quite conscious that, it's even though they're trying to protect their kid, they're very conscious that it's not their space to go into. So but yeah, I mean, when I was a little boy, if I would need to go to the bathroom, mum would take me to her room, like restroom. So, parents are very conscious about it. And it's not just little girls and women. Like as a little boy, I was taken into the women's restroom with my mother. So
Yeah.
It's all children going in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I take all my kids into one bathroom when we go. I usually go in the handicap stall because I take all three of them in there. Um, but even just sending them in by themselves is kind of scary too, because there was an instance at this mall in Ontario where they sent their daughter into the bathroom by herself and someone tried to human traffic her. They pulled her into a stall, they shaved her head, they changed her clothes, and then the people got caught trying to take the daughter out of the bathroom. So like the mom went in and she wasn't in there. And
They did all that in the bathroom.
they did it
Shaved her
all
head
in
and
the bathroom
everything.
when the daughter had gone in by herself into the
Oh,
wow.
women's room.
That's
so they were ready.
scary.
They were ready and waiting
That was
for her.
planned. That was
Yeah,
full on planned.
it was
Yeah.
planned.
Wow.
And so even then, I don't really want to send her in there by. Someone had said, "Oh, send an 8-year-old in the bathroom by herself."
Mm.
Nope. Like some
That's
creepy ass
scary.
shit could happen, you know? Avery, are you on Wi-Fi? Because I'm watching us on YouTube right now, and it's kind of doing what it was doing the last time you and I did this, and it's all pixelated.
I am on Wi-Fi. I'm recording off my phone, so I can only do Wi-Fi.
Oh,
Well,
that's.
I could do data, but my data is like the internet or the what's it called? We have like one cell tower in our
I know
neighborhood.
you told me this
So
last time.
yeah, without the bar, without my Wi-Fi, I have like one bar.
Yeah, you have awesome audio. We just can't really see your pretty face, but that's okay. You can
At least
hear
people
and
can
see
hear you.
us,
That's
right?
good.
Yeah, I can hear and see you guys.
Okay, perfect. Now let's
Oh,
just
it's
move.
funny. Right as you said that, Tyson got a little blurry. Okay.
Yeah, no,
That's the
yours
Australian
is like on YouTube, your face has been frozen for quite a while.
It's
I
not
wonder if it's
frozen.
because
I don't know if that
my
was
partner's upstairs. My partner's upstairs playing video games on the Xbox. I wonder if that's also
I
why.
bet you he's
Probably.
pulling from the. Yeah, that's definitely it. Tell him he's got to get off.
Yeah, I'm gonna call him real fast.
All right, let's click on the next one and see what we got here. You guys are gonna like this one.
Can trans women get pregnant? No, sadly not, because we don't have a uterus. But in the future, it might be possible. You see, there's this new thing called a uterus transplant, where they take a uterus from a donor and put it into the body of someone who is unable to give birth themselves. Once the uterus is in, they pop a baby in, and 9 months later, the baby is delivered via C-section. Uterus transplants have only been performed on cisgender women so far, but there is talk among scientists that it might be possible for trans women in the future. But how is that possible? Trans women don't even have the parts, right? Well, remember when I told you that the baby comes via C-section exclusively, even for cis women? That avoids a whole lot of complexity and risk straight out the gate. The biggest obstacles that seem to be in the way are the blood vessels that line the uterus and support the baby while it grows. Now, we have at least a few decades of scientific advancement before this kind of thing is even possible. But it could happen, and let's say it does. Let's say that in the year 2072, a trans woman gives birth to a happy, healthy baby via uterus transplant. Is that such a bad thing? Why would we deny someone the ability to bring life into the world? Why is it any different from a cisgender woman doing the same thing? Just some food for thought.
It's never going to happen.
So I just want to correct that. I wasn't paying attention to her that much because I already know it's just going to be a lot of slop. But it's not a new thing. Uterine transplants are not a new thing. They have been experimented with since like the early 40s or the early 30s, 40s, and there's only one confirmed case where they've actually attempted it. Everything other than this has been like complete speculation, complete like theory, like all of that. Like there's been absolutely zero testing other than this. There was one instance back in like the 30s where they were able to actually get the uterus into the patient. The patient died within like 30 days or something like that because of the complications, because a male body is just not meant to carry or birth a child. I mean, our hips alone are is significantly more narrow and are not even able to have a child pass through them at all. I mean, our pelvic bone gets in the way too, and
Well, you'd
so
have to have it via C-section, and let me tell you,
yeah.
having 2 of those.
Well, and furthermore, I could only imagine how like and I say this with all grace, how messed up that child would come out.
It's
How
exactly what we said.
absolutely deformed with mental deficiencies, like how much issues that child would have in life if they even lived past a few days, you know. And it's like, and that's not bringing life in the world, that's trying to play God. You
But the
can't play
female body,
God like that.
the female body does so much more than just carry the baby and then pop it out.
Yeah.
Like the amount of like acrobatic things that the organs are doing, the blood flow, the heart, everything that is happening to keep that child growing. And even afterwards, you know what I mean? Like, so even if we could do it, it's a matter of should we? And I think the answer is no. I don't think we
Well,
should be
Absolutely
trying to
not.
transplant a
well,
uterus
and
into a man.
Tyson and I actually looked this up. Was it with you that I looked this up? We looked this up. Was that with you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were Googling it, and like, they're saying, of course, that like something like that could be possible, although it hasn't
In
been
theory,
achieved
same
yet
thing you
in
said, Avery.
theory. But like the amount of hormones that would have to be pumped into that
Mm-hmm.
body, the like our body naturally produces those hormones. So
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's like you'd be putting in so much artificial shit into that fetus or
Mm-hmm.
whatever you want to call it to get it to grow to term. Plus, your body's like you said, Avery, your body's not made for that. Do you know what happens when the uterus starts to expand? Do you know what freaking happens?
Everything's pushed up.
The organs are like pushed up into your rib
Mm-hmm.
cage. Like I don't to me, I just don't see how a man's body would even know what to do.
I mean, our lungs are
It's
bigger. We have bigger lungs. We've got a bigger rib cage for the lungs. Like, there's nowhere for it to go.
Yeah.
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you guys
Yeah.
have smaller lungs. The body was made to have room there for the organs to be pushed up. I don't even know if our diaphragm can actually even, like, is our diaphragm the same? I know that's probably a weird question, but
I actually don't know the answer to that question, to be honest.
mm,
But the other thing that really pissed me off about this video is the outfit. Her outfit. Are you trying to look like a medical professional?
mm,
Yeah. And he does a lot of videos like that too, where he like dresses like a doctor and then tries to like speak on medical things, whether it's like genital surgeries or anything like. And it's like, dude, you're first off spreading a lot of misinformation because a lot of people who are naive are gonna see you in a doctor's uniform and immediately assume, oh, this person's like a licensed medical professional in some capacity. And it's like,
Which
dude,
is
just because you have,
scary.
yeah, no, that's really scary. It's really scary, especially when you're pumping out as much misinformation as you are, you know?
Well,
I
and
I don't
mean,
he's,
know.
what
it's
I've
got
had,
sense of
that puppet.
administration?
It's got that puppet.
mm,
Seen the puppet videos? It's like I was like, you trying to talk to
mm-hmm.
kids? Looks like you're trying to talk to kids.
It's
Like I
so,
was
well, of
telling
course,
you
yeah, because
before,
I
I'm
mean, he did a
pretty.
whole Miss Rachel cosplay where he dressed up as Miss Rachel.
Mm,
Like, of he's 100% his content is geared towards kids. It's
yeah.
1000% geared towards a younger audience.
Like, he's
Yeah.
actually, he works for a game company, unless he's been fired, but I'm pretty sure he works in administration for a video game company that has never, I think, produced any good games. But he's not qualified. He's not qualified to be talking, and he's an AGP. He's an autogonophile. He's not even, you know,
Yeah.
a transsexual. He's
Yeah.
just an autogonophile.
Yeah.
I think
In this,
that.
on his, go ahead, sorry.
Oh, you go.
Well, on like his same profile that he promotes all of these reels where he is like trying to spread information about whatever he's talking about. He also is like reels telling or encouraging people to go and like follow him on OnlyFans and like follow his like spicy links. He does like spicy link
Stop
videos all the, and it's like,
it.
dude, like this is like your audience is geared towards a younger audience, obviously.
Mm.
And like, and then you're also promoting your OnlyFans. Like, what really are you trying to do? And like, that's why I firmly from the get-go believe between him and Dylan Mulvaney, both
Oh, I
AGPs at the
can't
end of the
talk.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I I really don't like how he goes to restaurants and like he wants people to misgender him.
Hmm. It's
And they all,
content.
Yeah,
all the
so
staff
he
that
can
he
go.
talks to are lovely.
They're kicking me out of this restaurant because I'm trans. No,
Mhm.
they're kicking you out of this restaurant because you're a fucking asshole.
We
Mhm.
can hear them. They're all very polite to him every single time.
Yeah,
Mhm.
They're all just trying to do
Yes.
their job.
yeah. He's like, I
It
want to sit
is.
at this table. I want to sit here. Oh, they're kicking me out because I'm trans. It's like, well, no, you're being a dick. That is why.
It is the definition of somebody who just wants to be a victim. He wants to be a victim to something or somebody somehow, and it's I just can't relate to that level of victim mentality. I feel very empowered with who I am and what I identify with. I'll never be a victim to nothing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. That like I made a video with this clip not that long ago. Just the whole thing for me is the looking like he's trying to be a medical professional. Like that is terrifying. That's freaking scary. It's
Mhm.
weird and and for someone that would want to advocate for like a putting a uterus in a male body, just like that's some fucking Frankenstein shit, you know?
Have you not seen the video he did where he was at Disneyland and he was using
Yes.
like a banana cake pop or something to like symbolize genitalia and explaining the
Yes.
surgery? It's like it's very
Yeah, he's ruined
yeah,
cake
it's
for me.
very predatory
He
for
ruined
for
cake.
1,000%.
He
Say that
ruined
again,
cake.
Tyson?
He ruined cake.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well, and the other thing too
definitely
is
not me.
there was kids around when he was talking about that.
Mhm.
Hmm. He was at
Like
Disneyland. He
I,
was at Disneyland.
Disneyland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
And then he
like
did like
kids
another
around.
video. He did another video at Disneyland where he like went around to all the different women's restrooms in Disneyland and filmed himself in there, like for clickbait, like just to like anger people because he knew people were gonna get mad about the fact that he was going into the women's restroom. And it's like, dude, we know you're showing us exactly what your intentions are at the end of the day. Like, and it's just to be a fucking weird grifter.
Yeah, I just don't. I can't get behind him. And then the videos of the facial I call it facial reconstruction surgery. I know that's what it's called. Facial feminization or what is it called?
It's you
Facial
had a facial feminization.
Yeah, so I feel bad. But he's got that video where he like they do like the
before and
thing.
after.
They like
Oh, and he
they
looks the
turn their head
same.
and I'm like
Before and before.
I was like, ah.
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah.
I see
Before and
what
It's
he's
before.
trying to
literally the
do,
same.
but you don't like it kind of just looks like
I don't
still
think I've
like a
seen
man.
anyone look at his video and go, "Yeah, that's different." Everyone has like looked at it and said, "You look the same."
Looks the same. He has
There's like
maybe
one
less
little.
he has less of a receding hairline.
Maybe.
Like
Yeah.
I'll say that, but there's no like
But the
there's
doctor, the doctor who did his hairline still gave him a man hairline. Like it's still a masculine hairline with like a very hard widow's peak and
it just
it's not very feminine.
it
He
just
just gave him
looks
like one little
weird.
stitch in there to pull the skin to make it look like there was something
Well,
going on.
so the way the forehead works is that you have either two options. They can either cut it at the hairline, remove some skin, and then pull it down if your scalp is stretchy enough so that you can maintain your actual hairline. Or they can go in and do an actual like hair transplant where they go and they pull follicles from the back
Yeah.
and then they like
Mm.
transplant them to there. I'm not sure what he did, but it almost seems like he did the first one where he had just skin removed, scalp pulled down, and the hairline wasn't touched. Which even doing that, you still need to like do some form of hair transplant to touch it up to make it more full to give you little baby hairs. Like
I just
there's it wasn't a good doctor.
well and yeah, there for me I didn't really see anything different. I just remember seeing like the all the videos and I'm like, what are you doing?
It really does kind of like solidify the theory that he is like he knows he's an AGP. Like he's not
Mhm.
trying to look feminine, and he wants to remain how he looks. So when the time is up, he can just flip back to living a life as a man.
I don't know. Like I don't know if I
Well,
believe if he's trans or whatever he thinks, but like I think he thinks that that he's starting to look like really feminine, and I'm just kind of like,
the thing is, I've seen videos on TikTok of people who like seen him out like at Disneyland or whatever, and they're like filming a video of him from a distance, like walking. Like he still has a very masculine and manly walk, and he still dresses pretty masculine and manly at the end of the day.
yeah,
And
I
so
think
like
I
I
saw a
almost
video of
think
him
that like
walking.
it almost makes me think that like he's not even really it's just like a performance thing that he's just putting the makeup on and stuff for the video, and then when he takes the video off he just goes back to living normally as just like a masculine or male person, like almost like drag queen, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know either. I mean, I mean, I try and believe that people have the best intentions. You know, I try and believe that about most people, but I don't know. I
Not
think
everyone
A
does.
Canadian in ya.
yeah, and I just think that
Nice.
I know I am too nice. I can be really mean though. I can. I
You're
think
very nice.
I think the idea of him is he likes people to feel bad for him. He likes the victim, playing the victim. He likes all of that.
The
And
extra attention.
I yeah, I just can't get behind they misgendered me 400 times today. Like I just can't. I just can't.
Well, have you ever seen
Mm-mm.
Ariel Scarcella like analyze him? And this, I learnt the term dubious. Is it dubious delight or dubious delight?
I don't
I
know.
learnt that from Ariel Scarcella, and every time I see him do one of these videos and it pops up, or someone reviews it, and I see him reacting, he's always like happy.
Mm-hmm.
He knows that this is like the content that's his niche, and he loves when it happens because he's like got it on camera, you
Right.
know. And
But
I'm
like, do you
some.
do that because you want people to feel bad for you? Like what? Like
He knows that it makes him money. Like, look, I've got body dysmorphia and I've got, depression. When those things get triggered, I don't look like I'm having the best day of my life. I shut down. You know what I mean? I
Right.
don't look visually happy.
Right.
So, and that's where like I kind of like go, yeah, this guy isn't, because like when I speak to trans people, male or female,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, they get like they tell me, and I'm like, yeah, I can understand. Like, there's no way in the headspace you'd be that you'd be like, yeah, this is great, especially on camera because it's so like everyone's seeing it happening.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah.
just tells on himself, and I don't know, I'm just
It's almost like a moment when in the moment when it happens, it's like a light bulb, and it's like, oh my god, there's content right
yeah.
there. He called me. I can post this video. Like it's like a level of excitement of,
Mm,
and I feel like this is what happens when you go down the bad side of the internet and you start to get like a lot of followers, you start to get a lot of reach, or you start to get a lot of views on your videos, and it starts getting to your head a little bit. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh, like you said, you brought up the money part, like, oh, this is content. This is gonna do a lot of views on Instagram. Like, oh my God, I'm so important. Da 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 da. So many people are gonna eat this up.
yeah.
And it's a very weird kind of mindset to have, in my opinion. But
yeah, there's definitely no humbleness there. I
I
don't know
wouldn't be
what's
no.
going on.
surprised.
Say that again.
I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised as well if like part of his like thinking is that not only is it going to get me views on my account, but people are going to share my reaction, and that's going to get me more publicity. He knows
Hmm.
that it's going to like piss people off.
Well, not only piss
Yeah.
people off, but he also knows there's going to be people like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel so bad. I'm so I can't believe they did that to
Hmm.
you." Like,
They're gonna stroke his
"Oh,
ego. They're gonna stroke the ego. Like,
yeah.
oh my God, you're such a pretty girl. I can't believe they would misgender. You don't look anything like a man. Why? How could they ever possibly think you were a he?
Yeah, and
Like,
meanwhile he's like,
it's
"Can I sit over here?"
no, that's called confirmation bias.
Yep.
It's absolute confirmation bias.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, totally. All right, let's see what we got up next. Oh,
40-year-old transgender lesbian. I dare you to try and stop me from going into a women's bathroom. This is a call to action. You need to arm up. Plain and simple. The time to act is now.
Terrifying.
I do not fear Christians. I do not fear conservatives. I do not fear evangelicals. And I do not fear Republicans. You're going to know what fear actually feels like. There are lots of people like me who are not afraid to die. You've been warned.
That guy again.
Wow.
So I just want to get this straight. You're gonna shoot me. You're gonna shoot me if I try and stop you. Is that? Did I get what you were throwing down there? Because that's what it's kind of seemed like you were throwing down there.
See, and the funniest part is that I don't think he realizes in his brain that the audience he's trying to sit here and threaten right now is 10 times more armed and more trained with a weapon than he ever will be.
Mhm.
Like, he's one of those people, it's like you're not going to be able to even move fast enough. You know, you look like you get winded walking up the stairs. Like, I'm just being so real right now. I'm being so real. I'm being so like you're gonna walk into the bathroom and somebody's gonna confront you and you're gonna be out of breath from opening the stall. Like it's gonna be too much, you know. And I'm like, and nobody's scared of that. Nobody's scared.
I would be scared of that guy. I would be scared.
Well, I
like
mean, I mean, like no, like
I know what you're saying.
yeah,
I'm just kidding. He's scary. And the whole like if you look at the first video we watched of him and then seeing this video, it's like not only are you telling us no one can stop you because you're a woman, but you're also saying no one can stop you and I'm gonna shoot you if you try to. Like that's
right.
what he said. That's what that video was to me. That's what
Mhm.
I took from it.
And this video came out first. This came out, I think, a long time ago, and it went viral. Everyone was reviewing it, and I mean, I don't think he realizes how much he's hurting his side or just the
Yeah,
LGBT in full.
yeah,
Because I remember when it first came out, there was the discussion of like maybe trans people shouldn't have access to guns because obviously there's been a lot of shootings. And then this guy came out, he only, hurt himself in that respect. And I remember
yeah.
Blair White came out and said, like, that's not the way to do it because, there are responsible gun owners.
Mhm.
But yeah, he really just like screwed himself on that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Well, and not just that, like conservatives are now and Republicans are now going to use videos like that of his as
Mm,
like an excuse to be like, well, this is now even more reason why we need to do this. You know what I mean? It's going to, in fact, solidify what you're fighting against instead of like trying to help your cause in any way. It's very
mm,
backwards.
That's what it seems
yeah.
like. Like that doesn't help. That doesn't help. That is not
No,
helpul, bro.
no, not at
Listen,
all.
bro.
Yeah,
I'm
no
just letting you
rational
know.
people look at that and go, "Yeah, that's fine."
Mm-mm.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
It's like that guy scares me. I like not cool. I don't even think I would feel safe for anybody even if there was bathrooms for transgender people. I wouldn't even feel safe for people using that bathroom with that guy in it.
Mm,
Mm-mm. I wouldn't feel safe being in the bathroom with that person.
No.
Absolutely
no,
not.
that guy's a threat to society.
Yeah.
You know what I
A
mean?
threat to my
And
nose too. Sorry. I'm getting too mean. I'm getting too mean.
and
Sometimes
no,
these some of these videos they bring out like an anger in me that I didn't realize that I had. Like,
go to
thank
the
God
tough
church
side, be
tomorrow.
meaner.
You said be meaner.
Yeah, be meaner.
Oh, it's so
No,
funny.
thank God church is tomorrow. Like I'll go in tomorrow and I'll
I
be like, I'm
repent.
sorry, Lord, for saying all them things last night.
Look, if anyone deserves to be bullied, it's that guy. He brought it on himself.
Well, I mean,
I'm
you probably shouldn't say if you try and stop me, I'll shoot you, because that's what he said. I mean, he said that without
Mm,
saying it, and
Mhm.
like to say that trans people need to arm up and all of that stuff. It's like what?
Yeah.
What?
mm,
It's
And
like,
like
well,
furthermore,
you
you're
know,
asking the no guns crowd to arm up. Yeah, good luck with that, dude.
mm.
it's kind
I
of
mean, that's just
scary.
not a responsible thing any gun owner should say. You know what I mean? So,
Mm-mm.
once again, gay,
Mm-mm.
straight, trans,
Well,
whatever, like anyone that says that
yeah,
should be given the side eye.
yeah. Well, and then the
Mhm.
other thing I wonder is like, are your guns registered to a man or a woman?
Yeah. Are they registered in your name or your tranny name? Oh,
Like
your trans
what?
name.
What? I just
I think you can
wondered.
get away with saying that.
I think it only really matters if like they're like big monetized. I don't think really YouTube cares. I don't You're not monetized on YouTube, are you?
No,
Yeah,
no.
no, then YouTube's not gonna care.
Yeah, one day, one
They
day.
only care if you're monetized. The only reason people care about that stuff is because they want their video to stay monetized, and YouTube has like a lot of words that if you say them too many times in a video, they won't monetize. and we've already hit that threshold way before this point.
yeah. This is probably not. I mean, it says there's 2 people watching us. If you're here, say something in the chat. But I don't know if there's 2 people watching. Well, one of them's me, so there's one other person watching us. So if you're here, tell us that you're here. All right, let's move on to the next one.
Binary maxing is the process by which you transmax so hard that you rotate out of the standard gender orbit into another gender dimension. This can happen from someone clocking your transmaxer T too many times, causing your tea kettle to rapidly vibrate, making the water reach a supercritical temperature, blasting your tea kettle and sending your gender identity to the absolute maximum of the non-binary spectrum. Another common way is when femboys femmax so much that their gender expression sharply turns away from both binaries. Every cell in their body begins to reject their gender extremism, causing a complete rejection of gender itself into a genderless state. Furry maxing is also a dangerous practice that can cause transmaxing or non-binary maxing, or both, if it isn't practiced outside of a government supervised.
One sec.
So I do think that this was that creator, it was a satire, video. Like, I don't think they were genuinely being serious about what they were saying, because the second they started saying other dimension, I was like, yeah, there's no way you actually believe this. And if they do, that's concerning. That's scary. But
so I do have an episode with a detransitioner who talked about there was at some point in her transition where she thought that she was a robot.
Interesting.
Yeah. So when Tyson actually had sent me this one, and I was like, sometimes it's so hard to say, like, is this satire?
Yeah. I don't know. Now that you brought up that point, I don't know, but I don't know. I feel like because I've seen other content from that person. I do think that it was probably just like either satire or rage bait. But at the end of the day, I don't know. Non-binary in general is not a valid identity in any way, shape, or form to me. So
yeah, I don't think so either. I think the whole non-binary thing is fucking weird. And again,
it makes a mockery of people like me. It makes a mockery of trans, like what being trans even is, which is inherently binary. And the fact that being non-binary is now being labeled as, like, I think you and I touched on this during our podcast episode, that like I'm so frustrated with how many of these labels are now being just grouped under this trans umbrella, and now I just have to accept that somebody who thinks that they're a fucking tree is on the same level of gender that I am. And it's like, how does that make any sense,
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, as a former salon owner, we had a couple like non-binary clients, and like, it's so hard. It was so hard for me not to be like, hey girl, because I'd be like, hey.
Sorry, I missed a bit of the conversation there because my neighbor knocked on my window.
Is that what they do in Australia? They knock on your window to see,
Oh, no.
what are you doing?
Because I've told her before, if like, because my study is like by my front door, and if I don't answer the front door, just knock on my window, so she knows.
That's so funny.
And I was like, yeah.
You're like, this is a bad time to be knocking. Anyways.
But she never does it any other time as well. It was like just right now. It was like, yeah, wow, the timing was exceptional.
It's not even 8 o'clock, right?
No, it's very early.
That's ballsy.
That's crazy.
It's fine. She's nice.
Still, though, it's not even 8 o'clock. Anyways, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Yeah, that video, I've actually never seen that creator. I don't know anything about her. They?
I got no idea. I just know that it was very weird.
It's very weird. And you know what? Just from being like a certified makeup artist, like, girl, you got to lay off the powder, okay?
Oh my God, Bake City. Yeah.
Bake City, like,
Bake
so
City.
much powder, so much powder.
They actually reminded me of that movie. I think it was Powder. It was like an albino because it was just so white, so beige. The whole like everything was beige.
It's like she didn't wipe her bake off underneath her, like, under eye section there. Anyways, that's a no. It's a no for me for that one. That's
No.
just a hard no. Everything about that was
Texas
weird.
size now.
I also
Yeah.
want to point before we move on. I have maxing fatigue. I'm really tired of that term. I think it's stupid, and I think we need to stop saying it. I mean,
Well, I
not
don't
I don't
that
even know what it means.
What is that? Yeah, I was just gonna say I don't even know what that means. What does that mean?
It's just a new thing people are saying. I mean, a bunch of like the straight boys are doing it too, with their like looks maxing. You know, like clavicular guy who like punches himself in the chin and the cheeks. Oh, Avery, have you not seen this guy?
No.
He
I've
kind
never
of
even
like,
heard, like, I've heard of looks maxing, but I never even understood what any blank maxing thing meant. I just
I'm
thought
way
it was
too
some
old.
new brain
I'm
rot
way
lingo,
too
like
old.
6'7".
well, it is brain rot lingo, but yeah, like a lot of people are
6'7".
doing it, and I mean, I think Blair White I looked at it before, and she was like, "This is just trans. This is just a trans thing that straight people are now doing, like
That is
looks
kind of funny.
maxing." And it's just like, what? So like taking care of yourself and just trying to have a nice appearance, isn't that just like a metrosexual?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I always thought metrosexuals were just guys who like were extra on top of their appearance, you know, got like gel, like clear gel manicures.
Now it's looks maxing.
Yeah, and they shop and like they wear like
We invented something. No, you didn't.
like fancy clothes or whatever. They can't wear just like jeans or like jeans and sneakers. They got to wear like jeans and like dress shoes and like a button down shirt like tucked in. And it's like, what are you doing, bro?
Yeah.
You don't. That's a no. Like no.
It's looks
Right.
maxing.
Oh, it's
thank
so
you.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I didn't know what to think about that one. That was the makeup for me where I was like, first of all, it's really hard to like listen to what you're saying because your makeup is so bad.
Mhm.
I mean, if you think you look great, that's fine, but I'm gonna say
It wasn't
no.
great.
It wasn't great. It wasn't.
It wasn't great. It
She
wasn't
looks
great.
sick.
It was bad. It was bad. All right, let's move on from that one. That one, she's a little creepy. Oh,
A man just drove by filming me with his phone and yelled, "A man's a man!" And I don't disagree with him. I, however, am a woman.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
could like
Yeah.
I mean, Tyson sent me that one.
Oh,
like,
no.
first of all, she be feeling herself, okay? You see her like, well,
Well, she had me in the first half. I was like, oh, like, oh, you don't disagree? Wait, why are we reacting to this then? But then,
I am a woman. I'm like, do you think you look so good right now? First of all, you got 5 o'clock shadow on your upper lip. And she was on some next level feeling herself, thought she was looking like a smoke show. I'm a little bit speechless in that. I don't have anything to say.
I wish we could like bottle that confidence, because I think
I wish I could. I'm like somewhat passing, and I don't even have that confidence. Like, I wish I had that level of confidence.
yeah.
I, however, am a woman. I'm like, ooh, okay.
So ridiculous.
Did you get catcalled too? I just like not really sure what's happening there. Like that level of delusion, you're just not a woman. You could say you're a trans woman, and I wouldn't even have blinked twice at that video.
Yeah. I don't understand what this like aversion is to just owning the fact that you're trans. Like, I don't understand why it has to be this like secretive thing or this like, you know, untalked about thing. Like, I understand it's a very personal experience. And I hear liberals saying stuff like, like trans people have to keep it a secret because of transphobic people, and it's like that's not like, it's not the 50s anymore. It's not like the 70s or 80s where people are just going around and beating up trans people. Like, this is not like that time anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm able to like freely walk down the street wearing wherever the hell I want in all 50 states, and nobody's gonna say or do anything about it, you know?
Yeah,
It like ties back into that like need to be victims,
I
need to
really
like have that
feel
like
yeah, I really feel this is like the liberal entitlement just over and over again when we like look at like what is causing all this, and it's that liberal entitlement, and they just want to be a
mhm,
victim because I see the
mhm,
same narcissism from the gay community. You know what I
mhm.
mean? It's just like, oh my God, someone said the F word at a moving car. I mean, come on, everyone has.
Right.
I
That's
think
like one of my favorite words, to be honest. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
I mean, I'm usually the person screaming it from outside a moving car.
Yeah, 100%. Ask my boy. I'll bring my boyfriend. Ask my boyfriend how many times I call him a faggot on a regular basis. I swear.
I think
Wait, I
actually
actually
terrible.
said the word. I didn't mean to say it. My bad. My bad. My bad.
I don't even
YouTube,
know if you can say
don't
it.
beat us.
Yeah, you can't tell us off. Ceci didn't say it.
I can't say
She's
that word, and then
she's
I'll
the
be in a lot of
well-behaved
trouble.
one.
I'll be in a
I
lot of
said,
trouble.
I actually said baguette, like the French baguette, you know, like a little
He's a
French bread
baguette.
roll.
I mean, Ceci knows how I spell it online as well. I do it with an E, not an A.
Oh, okay, period. Is that like some
Yeah.
Australian thing?
No, it's just a me thing. I just think because every time I say it, like X will like try and limit me, and I message them back, and I'm like, you know, you're being technically homophobic, telling me I can't say it. And
You're silencing gay voices during Pride Month.
you know what? I got away with it a few times where they've like unlimited me because of it, but then they've just like yeah, they just keep limiting me. So I'm like, hey, well, I'm just gonna change my tactics.
That's so funny. I just that like everything about that video like just leaves me kind of speechless, and I just hate that that person believes that they're a woman. They believe that.
Mm,
Yeah.
Like that's
I just, it's always interesting to me that it's always the people who look the least like women who are this loud about these types of things. And it's like it's almost like they're trying to convince themselves at this point that they are what they're claiming that they are. You
yeah,
know, because they're getting so angry and so animated, and it's like, and if you know deep down in your soul that you were a woman, then like it's something what other people call you, other people say about you shouldn't matter, especially at your grown ass age,
mhm.
like where you are clearly twice as old as I am, you know, and
Mhm.
I'm about to be 30. I look good for 30, but like still, you know,
Damn
it's
30
like a
year
level of
olds.
maturity, you
Yep.
know, that
Yep.
these kids were never taught from a young age, or these people were never taught from a young age. And it's trickling now into the newer
Well,
generations.
I think sometimes, and this is just in any community, whether like trans liberalism, conservatives. I think like a lot of people, a lot of people have like a victim mentality just in general because they want the attention from it, and it might not be intentional. It could be more of like a subconscious like thing, like.
mm.
Uh, I mean, I don't know for sure. Like I said, I try and believe the best in people, but I think that yeah, I think they think if people feel bad for them, it'll bring connection into their life, and that's just like the wrong way to bring
Yeah,
connection into your life.
It feels
it's
like a
almost like a
learned
trauma
behavior.
bond.
It feels like a learned behavior as well. Like it's definitely been like kind of like increasing over the last like you know what decade, 5 years. Like just everyone. I'm sorry, my cat is in the background, just like
That's okay.
singing her
It's
song.
like that. That's
My
totally
cats
fine.
usually show up. One will show up at some point.
It's usually
I'm
quiet
surprised my
around
dogs
here.
haven't been barking yet.
It's usually quiet around here. I've got the neighbor knocking on my window, the cat
Yeah,
singing in the
cat's
background.
going
It's just like
down.
the one time
Mic's
that I'm
not
alive.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah, your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
You're a
Well, that
blurry
was me.
mess.
Well, that
Am
was
I
me.
still blurry?
Yes, you've been blurry the whole
Yeah.
time, but your sound is great. Your sound is great. We can still tell that you look really pretty, but you're very blurry. And your lipstick? Oh, it looks good.
Okay, cool.
Avery reapplies her lipstick every 10 minutes. That's one thing I learned about her in our last podcast recording. I was like,
That
I
is
don't know
very true. I
why.
keep I keep I
I
keep my
just
lip
don't know
glosses right in front of me so
why
I can
you
have a
keep putting it on,
constant.
because it always looks good, but she's just constantly putting it on. I was like, do you need that much lipstick? I was like, let's just
Well, it's because I have a problem. I have a problem where I do this. I rub my lips together.
yeah.
I do that a lot, which you're not supposed to do when you put lip products on. So what
No.
happens is I like rub my lips together and then it either like absorbs into my skin or it just goes away. So I have to like keep reapplying because I'm like,
You don't need to keep reapplying. It looks good the whole time. But I still love you for it. Okay, I can't even talk about that dude anymore because just no.
Mm-mm.
No. Next.
Bastard laws! Then it's another Holocaust! Right-wing Nazis, fuck off! Step to me and I'll break your jaw! I've had fucking enough! I've had fucking enough!
What was that?
I really listen, okay? I'm gonna be real with you. I can get down with some metal, okay? That is a hard no for me. Immediately no. Immediately no.
But
Immediately no.
my boyfriend sent me or showed me that this morning because when we like get up in the morning, we like roll over and like we're looking at our phones and stuff. And he like showed me it at first, and I was like, "Oh my god, you have to fucking send this to me because this is absolutely bonkers, like just bonkers." Oh my gosh.
There's nothing to say.
Yeah.
What do you even say to
no.
that? What do you say to
I
that?
love that he started off with Holocaust. Holocaust. I was just like, where is it going with this?
Right-wing
Right.
Nazis! Like, bro, are you okay?
It's so ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I mean, Nazi doesn't even mean anything anymore. It now just means somebody who a liberal disagrees with. Like, that's the definition of Nazi now.
Yep. I've been calling.
I mean,
Nazi
they were
and I'm like,
doing.
wow. Okay.
They were saying genocide as well, like an awful lot, even before everything going on with Israel and Palestine, and they were like saying, there's a genocide happening to trans people, and
And it's like, first of all, they have been. I made a video on this literally today. I literally posted like a reel, and it was like some person, like an audio of a person like begging, like, no, please, you have to believe me, and it's like how it sounds whenever a liberal tries telling me that Trump's going to take my rights away. And it's like, you guys have been saying this for over a decade now. For over a decade since Trump's first term, you're going to put me in camps. They're going to take my rights away. They're going to eradicate me. They're going to make it illegal trans people to do X, Y, Z. And none of it has happened yet.
Yeah, where
In
are these
10
camps?
years, none
Why
of
are
it.
we
And then
paying
when you bring
rent?
that up, you said what?
Why are we paying rent? Where are these camps we were promised?
No, literally. I'm like, I want to go to a camp. Let me go to a camp. I haven't been to camp since I was a little kid, And it's like, and then if you bring that up to them, you bring up the fact that nothing's happened. They'll be like, oh, it's happening any day now. Any day now, he's going to take it. Tomorrow, he's going to make it. And then they're using like the situation that happened in Kansas, for example, as like cannon fodder to continue this narrative of like, they're trying to make it illegal for trans people to do anything. Blah, blah, blah. And it's like, first of all, bitch, driving's a privilege. Okay, it's not a right. You do not have a right to get behind the vehicle. Second of all, these people can go back and get a new license. They're not banned from driving. They're not like unable to go and get a new license and drive their vehicles. Like they can just go down to the DMV. Oh wow, big deal. You have to spend an extra day to go down to the DMV on one of your off days when you should have when you could have just waited for your ID to expire. Oh well, big deal. Be an adult. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people last year had to replace their IDs with the real ID. Okay, it's really not that big of a deal, and it's not that much of an inconvenience, and it's cheap. It's like $30. Okay, you can't come up with $30 to get a new replacement driver's license or ID. You shouldn't be driving. Period.
Well, it doesn't change who you are. Doesn't change the fact that you're a trans person.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
and it's like they want to be affirmed by the fact by having a certain gender marker on their ID or license. And it's like last I checked, these things specified sex. And it's not just because they specify sex just for or just for show. Like it's for medical reasons too. If like you get into some sort of an accident, you can't consent for yourself. Like the hospital needs to know, the ambulance needs to know, they need to know what your biological sex is because there's different avenues of treatment that they take for different people. You know, I mean, if somebody comes into the hospital and they're complaining of stomach pains, you know, like the doctors need to know, oh, is this a biological male or biological woman, so they can immediately rule out if this person's pregnant, if this person has this, if this person's suffering from
Mhm.
that. And so it's like it's not even necessarily just because we don't want you to fucking identify as whatever you want. No, it's because at the end of the day, it's for your own safety, for your own medical safety, for your own like personal safety, you know. I just don't understand why it's being taken or blown so out of proportion like that.
And wasn't it the radical, like, queer group trying to like say for a long time that there was a huge difference between sex and gender, and then
Yeah,
suddenly now it's the same thing?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that was
No,
like
it's
the
now they're
debate they had.
synonymous. It's ridiculous. And I used to be that way too. I used to be the opposite. I used to be back then like, oh, it's the same thing. Da, da, da. And now I'm like, no, there's definitely a clear difference between gender and sex. You know, the difference being that sex is immutable, gender is something that you just think and believe. You know, and why should something first or furthermore on this document, which you're not supposed to get renewed for at what once every three,
five
four,
year,
5 years here in
5 years,
America,
I
something
think it
like
is.
that.
Yeah.
I think it's like 5 to 7. You're supposed to get it renewed here in America, where you get like a new picture because you look different after a few years.
Mm.
Um, what is it called? Uh, fucking dude, I got so distracted by your cat. I'm sorry, I like lost my train of thought. I just saw a cat on the screen.
He's purring really
Well,
loud.
yeah, okay, so I remember where I was going. If gender's supposed to be this like ever-changing construct, right? Like you're allegedly, according to these people, you can just wake up one day and decide that you
Allegedly.
want to be a male, and you
Allegedly.
can the next day, right? The next day you can just allegedly wake up and be a female. And it's like if this is something that's this constantly changing, that you can one day be this, one day be that, why would you want this permanently put onto your documents at the end of the day if you're just going to have to go back? I mean, that sounds like a lot of work to just constantly go back and forth through the MV to get a new marker every time that you feel like you want to change again, which you can do, it'd be expensive, but it's ridiculous, you know. Like just settle for the fact that it says sex at the end of the day. If you don't like that, then fight legislatively to add a gender marker on top of sex. Like I'm all for that. You want to put a gender marker on top of the sex marker too so that they're both displaying, great, that's fine. But at the end of the day, your sex does need to be dictated by what it says.
And that would be more like inclusive, I guess, doing it that way.
Yeah, and I think it would be, you know, maybe like if I'm just thinking it like off the top of my head, special circumstance, like only people who want it there, like it's an elective thing that you could put on your ID. Like obviously somebody who like Tyson, who is a natural born male and identifies as a man, like is not going to go and need to put gender male on his ID on top of sex male, you know.
Yeah.
So
That's like having your pronouns in your email.
Yeah,
exactly,
I'm
exactly, you
hoping that's
know.
obvious.
Yeah. I mean, like you would hope so, right? Yeah. I mean, when I was
Yeah,
filling
I
out
didn't
my
grow this beard for nothing.
seriously, I mean when I was filling out my paperwork to have my last baby, I had to put my gender on it.
Yeah, no.
I,
No.
what? You want me to what? Like, I don't. Just no. Just no.
Yeah.
Carrying on. Carrying on.
I think we should start killing
Oh my god.
kids until they let us use whatever bathroom they want.
Oh,
Yeah.
this one.
The anger I felt when I found that video, I like we need to react to this because oh my god, how demented can you be? Like how demonic can you be?
Like
Like
that's
even
scary.
first off, First off, it looked like this person was like performing at like a comedy club or something like that, you know. So they're doing a bit, they're doing a joke or whatever. And like I understand that like in comedy nowadays, like dark humor is a thing and nothing seems to be off limits. But at the end of the day, like there are things that are off limits. And
Yeah.
joking about killing children is never funny,
It's not
no
funny.
matter the
It's
circumstance.
not funny.
You know,
And
never.
whether that person is trans or not trans or whatever the case is, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
you crossed a line. The line was
110%.
definitely, the
Yeah.
line was not blurry. The line was crossed, and you crossed it.
1,000%. You didn't just cross it, you jumped over it. You leaped across that line,
No,
you
he
know,
jumped
with like,
on the line. He was like stomping on the line.
right.
It
And
was
so it's
actually
just,
harming as well, because like we talked about before with that guy, he's just like about guns in the bathroom, and it's just like
mhm,
you're not helping yourself.
yeah.
You're not helping. We're not at that
Half
place
the
in
country
time
already
where
thinks that all trans people are school shooters. You know, there's
Mm.
so many people. I get messages or comments from conservatives who you know think that I'm going to go shoot up a school or something like that just because I'm trans, because that's a narrative that's being pushed in the media. You're not helping yourself with that narrative right now at all. If
Do you
you're going to
remember
sit
that?
here and joke about it,
Remember
even if
that
just
crowd?
joking.
Do you remember that crowd protest that was like, "We're coming for your children. We're coming." They were
I think I
chanting
do
it.
remember. It was like a
It
couple
was
years ago, yeah.
yeah, and it was just like this doesn't help you. You know,
Mm-mm.
even if you're just being hyperbolic and you're just trying to like get attention, it
It's
everyone,
causing more damage
yeah,
than
like
good.
you're not helping anyone with that
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah. If anything, you're giving the opposing person more fuel. You're giving them more reason, you know, to kind of solidify themselves in the views that they're in.
Like they're
You know.
saying the quiet part out loud, and then honestly they are, because you know more and more evidence is coming out to support the claim that, you know, they are targeting kids, they are harming kids, and
Hmm.
we're
Yeah.
all getting lumped into the same, you know, basket of bad apples because
Yeah.
of them. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, because I'm a parent, I'm just kind of like, no, you just don't say that. You just don't say
and
that.
we have the same reaction. It's just, it's tacky. It wasn't even funny. I mean, it wasn't even funny.
Nope,
It's not.
it's
There's
not.
certain things you just don't joke about. You really don't joke about certain things. And that was 110% a line cross at the end of the day. And how that person doesn't feel any sort of shame for thinking that it's funny to joke about kids being murdered. I mean, it's clear, you can tell that that person either is not a parent or does not have any friends that have kids, or has not been exposed to a lot of little kids since being in high school or middle school or elementary school or whatever. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's just sick. It's really
I
sick.
feel like all that laughter as well from the crowd was more like sympathetic laughter, like herd laughter. Like
Like
they were just laughing.
nervous
Or
laughter,
like,
yeah.
was it like pretend? Like, were people actually?
Well, I think some people were like probably sitting there, like hearing someone else laugh. Like it's kind of like the clapping thing, where it's like if you're clapping, then everyone else starts clapping. I think that was it.
Right.
Like,
There's no way that many
like,
people were like, they're going, yeah, that was the best joke ever. Like I wouldn't laugh. I'd be like, that was terrible.
And I mean, that was the only clip that I saw. I don't know how well this person was doing before. Maybe they had just been doing so bad the entire set. It was like a pity laugh, you know.
yeah.
But it's just not, it's not funny. It's not funny at the end of the day.
I mean, you see what they're wearing.
And if
that dress.
well, if I was in the crowd and I heard some shit like that, yeah, no, that's something that I would be exchanging some choice words with that comedian after the show. That's for sure.
Yeah, it
I'll
wasn't
turn into a
funny.
heckler.
It wasn't funny. It was awful.
You suck.
Yeah,
Tactless.
yeah,
Tactless,
exactly.
for sure.
Like, what the fuck is wrong? I'd be walking out. I'd be like, you're like a psychotic fucktard. That
Would have been a perfect time for someone to go, this guy stinks.
Throw some tomatoes. That just brings tomatoes to throw at the stage.
We have my beautiful friend Annika watching us. Annika, we love you.
Hey, Annika.
Hello, hello.
Let's check out the next one.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this video makes me so uncomfortable.
This is the kind of man who feels entitled to use a women's restroom. This behavior is called infantilization.
I'm just gonna skip through that part.
I love Xavier.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, we love Xavier so much.
I'm sorry. What?
The sheer uncomfortableness I felt because I've seen that video before. I've never felt so uncomfortable because this person also just has like a very uncanny look to them to begin with, you know, and it just feels like something I would have a nightmare I would have had as like a little kid when I was like sick with a fever or some shit like that. You know, it's very terrifying. It's very scary.
That's the thing that nightmares are made of. There should be a horror movie and that's the killer.
It's your sleep paralysis demon.
Well, we used to play Spot the Killer.
The video I did.
We used to play Spot the Killer. We would just people watch and be like, "Oh, it's definitely that guy," or it'd be like, "It's that lady," or whatever. We'd play Spot the Killer. I would be like, unequivocally, no questions asked, it's that dude.
It was like an episode of was it Scooby Doo, the Mystery Man kind of thing.
Oh gosh,
that guy, yeah, very obviously dressed up.
Deranged, just deranged.
And that's a real thing. That's real. People
yeah.
How are
I've actually seen him in another video recently. I'll try and find it. And he was sitting there with other people just like that at some kind of queer event, you know. And they dress like this frequently in public.
Could you imagine someone being like, "Oh my God, you look so good, goo goo"?
Oh, someone would.
What?
Some idiot would. Mm-hmm.
It's just gross.
Mm-hmm.
It's gross for sure.
I can't. I can't.
Bring shame back. We need to bring shame back because, yeah, that's...
And I mean, we mean shame freaking Game of Thrones style, with a bell walking through the street. Shame, shame.
Cersei.
I mean...
Yeah, I'm not even... I promise you, if we started doing stuff like that again, or we started putting people into... What was it called? The little lock thing where it locks you like this, you know, where it's the wood board that locks your arm. If we started doing stuff like that again, I promise people would start behaving. Let's open the asylums back up. Let's open them hoes back up. People are gonna start behaving again. I promise, because nobody's gonna want to go there.
Maybe we need to bring mean gays back, because I remember back when I go clubbing back in my day, you know, if we seen some old fruity dude like that walk into the club, and we'd be like, stay away from that. You know, that is weird. He'd just be sitting in the corner of the club by himself the whole time, because we'd seen old weird guys like that come in and...
Yeah, like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, there's a creepy... there's a real creepiness about these people, you know? That guy has nothing in common with me.
You have grandma's car? At the moment, yes. Oh, how's her leg doing?
I can't. I have no words for it. I have no words for it. It's disgusting.
So good.
It's disgusting. It's how people are accepting that as normal or
demented.
I mean, I'm not sure how you feel, Ceci, but looking at that, my first thought is pedophile, not because they're dressed up as a female, but because they're dressed up like a toddler,
like a baby.
Yeah,
that makes me very uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable. Very uncomfortable.
Very.
I think
very uncomfortable.
It's very, very wrong. Very not. Very not cool. It's very not cool. It's not cool. I can't even. Next. This one's good. I mean, it's not good, but.
Oh, this one.
I don't know how many trans teachers there are, but I'm one.
Yeah, obviously.
And I'm pretty visibly trans.
You know,
my students know I'm trans. Parents know I'm trans. I put my pronouns in my email signature. She, her, they, them, it, its, em.
Ew.
And I'm worried that I'll get too many complaints and the school division will get sick of me. I'm worried that there'll be a don't say gay bill And then what happens to me because my face says gay every day?
Are you gay or
I can't
trans?
hide the fact that I'm trans. My body and my voice maybe don't match up in some people's eyes.
They don't.
The beard.
I just don't know what to do as a trans teacher. There's a lot of scary
Don't be a
stuff out
teacher.
there.
Don't be a
don't
teacher.
be a
Pronoun policies. Don't say gay bills. And we even have places where there's drag laws. And
No, there's not.
how am I supposed to walk to work if some people consider this drag?
There's no
You
laws
know,
in the country at all
we need to
that say you can't
protect
dress up like a
trans
drag queen.
rights. Trans rights are human rights.
No,
I do think
trans
there
rights
needs to
are
be
special
some.
privileges.
Yeah. I do think there need to be some drag queen laws brought in.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. I think that there should be children should not be around drag queens. On the drag queen, why do drag queens need to read to kids? Go read to fucking seniors. They can't read. Like, why do you need to go and read children? Like, why do you need to read to them?
Well,
It just
and-
makes no sense, and it's very gross.
And they're reading, like, what they're reading to children is even kind of grosser.
Books on genitalia, books on kids having multiple dads. It's just like really not stuff children should be learning about. I said this in my Fox interview yesterday. Like, there's nothing more pure than a child's innocence, and that's something that needs to be retained for as long as possible. Because I will never forget how great my childhood was because I didn't have to worry about any of this shit. I didn't have to think about any of this shit. I didn't even know what being gay was until I was like 12, you know? And so it's that's it. Children need to be protected at all costs. And they're sponges. They're products of their environment. Children are constantly going to adopt traits, adopt styles and mannerisms and stuff that they see their peers doing in order to like build a bond with them because they're constantly looking for validation from other people and from the people that they look up to.
Yep.
And so it's just it's really warping their brain when you like introduce this like very adult concept to them, and it confuses them.
I think we should like leave these topics to the parents and like give parents more credit, man. Like it's a learning experience for them too if their kid ends up becoming gay or whatever. Like give them some grace. You know what I mean? And
to assume that a parent, like, people think, for instance, like, I homeschool. So people think I homeschool, that I'm never going to tell my kids about transgender. I'm never going to tell them about gay. I'm never going to tell them about any of this stuff. And it's like, my kids already know, well, at least my oldest knows about gay people. She doesn't know about trans people yet. She doesn't need to know about that yet. But like she knows about gay people, and she's asked me about like my really good friends Simon and Mike. Like she's asked me about them, and one day she asked me, she said, "Mummy, who is Simon married to?" And I said, "Mike." And she said, what did she say? Wayne at school told me that two boys can't be married. And I told him that that's not true. They just have to love each other. And she said this when she was like 5.
Wow.
So it's like people think because we homeschool and we're trying to protect our kids from ideology that we're not going to like tell our children that, gay people don't exist and blah, 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 and all these things. It's like, of course that's not true.
And even if it was true, who cares? That's your decision to make as a parent at the end of the day if you want to teach that to your children. I mean, because me personally, like, obviously, if I ever have children, they're going to understand, like, to a degree what being trans is. But I'm going to be very firm on the idea that, like, you don't have to do this in order to be loved by me. But at the same time, like, I don't want any of my kids learning about that stuff until they're at least old enough to make those decisions for themselves. Just like how I don't want my kids learning about, like, going out and drinking with friends or going out and smoking with friends until they're like 18 and can make those decisions as an adult. You know, because it's like I want them to be able to have a normal childhood where they're not having to worry about this kind of stuff, not have to worry about the stresses. I want their biggest fucking worry in their life to be how well they're gonna do on their fucking history test tomorrow. You know,
Yep.
like that needs to be the concern and the focus.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I just hate the stigma around homeschoolers and people thinking that like we all hate gay people and we hate trans people, and it's like no. I care about protecting my children from ideology, and I care about them being indoctrinated, and I want to decide when to introduce those topics into their life, not the school.
Right.
Like, not happening,
He's meowing
Is
at
that
me
your
inside the
is
room.
that your kitty?
Oh my god. Wait, hold the kitty up. Hold the kitty up.
Oh, little orange
Oh.
face.
He's meowing at me, so I'm just gonna like hold him here for a bit until he goes away.
He's so cute.
We
He's
we
very
always get
spoiled.
kitties to show up on the show. It's just how it is here. Anyone who watches
Right, I
knows
feel like I need
cats
to go
show
get my
up.
dog now. You pulled your cat up. You pulled your cat up. I need to get my animal now.
He just wants treats. He's like here, like asking for treats, but they're in
Yeah.
the kitchen. He can wait. He's had like so many already.
So we have two more. I saved the one that made me the most angry for last, and I know it's going to make you guys the most angry as well.
Okay.
This one,
Angrier than hearing about a guy saying he wants to kill kids.
that one was pretty bad, but this one, it's bad. This last one is really bad. This one is just kind of like this.
Oh,
Ready?
ready.
Go
That's the
for it.
face you're gonna make, guaranteed. You'll probably look prettier than me when I do it, but that's the face.
Never.
Hello! I'm at Disney. I've been wanting to twirl all day, so I'm gonna twirl now.
Please pull over. Please pull over.
I'm not even gonna fall over.
I love it here at Disneyland.
It puts the lotion on the skin.
Yeah, I don't want to say like anything too mean because I can tell it's like a person with special needs. You know, like I can tell that person's not necessarily fully there cognitively. But like when it comes to circumstances like that, because you see it all the time. I don't know if you guys saw. I think it was like last year, or the year before, that like disabled kid with palsy or something. Like he had some sort of issue in the wheelchair, and he got like a double vasectomy.
Yeah,
And like this
fucked up.
person, when you saw the video, wasn't even able to form a coherent sentence. So like, how were they able to consent to something like that? You know, and so at that point, you have to really kind of like put the responsibility on the caretakers because like, what are you teaching them, or what are you encouraging? What are you enabling that is
that's what I
letting
was
them
gonna
believe that this
say,
is going to say that they can act this way?
That's what I was gonna say about this. It's like, did someone take this person there?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
allow
I
this
guarantee
behavior?
it's a caretaker filming.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. It's really
It's
sad.
super sad, but it's still also kind of like,
I'm
No.
glad you brought up the cerebral palsy thing because I take like massive like issue with that because my little brother Dylan is actually cerebral palsy. So, and I think I was telling you about this, Ceci. I pretty much grew up going in and out of like special care centers with my mum, like taking my little brother to see specialists and doctors, and I was always around kids with cerebral palsy of different degrees. And there's absolutely no way that young person like was able to vocalize the necessary things to say, hey, I'm trans, I need my breasts removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that totally feels like that person was groomed and twisted and yeah, just like pushed into having that surgery. And I don't understand how any doctor would have been like, yeah, we need to remove this person's healthy breast tissue, otherwise they are going to be at risk of
Yeah.
self-harm,
Well,
whatever they say.
and the thing, just to piggyback on what you're saying too, is like I think that a problem with like the trans ideology in this newer generation is that like they're being sold a pipe dream. They're being sold this dream of, oh, you're gonna go into this and you're gonna, you know, chop off parts of your body and you're gonna feel happy, you're gonna feel affirmed, you're gonna feel loved, you're gonna feel great, and you're gonna love who you are again. But it's like you don't have to resort to breast reduction or mastectomies. You don't have to resort to getting bottom surgery if you're a trans woman. Like you don't have to do these things if they're not things that directly bother you. But the problem is like a lot of these people are being sold this idea of like, oh, well, if you're going to transition to male as a female, then you have to cut your breasts off if you want to be looked at like a male. If you want to do this, you have to do this. If you want to be looked at this way. And it's like, you don't have to do that. If you want to be a man and having your breasts and just binding them with a freaking binder every day is something you're fine with, and you don't think that that's something is going to bother you down the line, then please do not get a mastectomy. You do not have to get a mastectomy or any sort of radical surgery in order to feel good about yourself. All of that is going to require self-reflection and internalization on your own part.
Yeah.
You know, like when I started my hormones, I didn't immediately start feeling good about myself or feeling like I was great. Like I had to work through that. I had to find reasons to love myself. I had to find reasons to think that I was a good person or reasons why I was confident, you know? And there's none of that self-reflection happening. They're just thinking, oh, I'm going to cut my breasts off and I'm going to be good. I'm going to be happy, you know? And you don't always have to resort to such extreme measures.
Yeah.
That's why I think it was really good. The transitioning process was so much better in the past, where you had to like live for a year as the gender you saw yourself as, and there was these boundaries in place. And this is why like I've recently like said on my own socials that I don't like the term gatekeeping, because I feel like that comes across with such negative connotation, because it's really boundaries and you know, fail safes to make sure that if we do this final act that is there's no coming back from, at least we know we've done everything possible to give you chances to change your mind, to be guaranteed sure. It's not getting your ear pierced where you can just take it out and it heals up. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, even tattoos these days. I think Annika actually does tattoo removal when she's still watching.
She does. No, she's
Yeah.
not. She's not watching.
Oh,
But
damn.
she does do that. I don't have any tattoos, so I'm like one of those. I'm one
I
of those
do. I would
people.
be covered if I could.
Yeah, no, I
Well,
have
and
zero.
that's I only have the three on my arm. I have this one here, one right here on top, and then I have my Charlie Kirk one. It
Oh, you
says
got a
freedom
Charlie
on it.
Kirk? That's cool.
Oh, I can't see.
Um,
It's too blurry.
oh yeah.
Damn
Well,
it.
I think I have a picture of it on my Instagram.
Yeah, you'll have to.
But oh my God, I was going to piggyback off something that you said, Tyson, but my train of thought got lost because of I need to stop smoking weed. I really need to stop smoking. Okay, that's right. Okay, I found it again. I found it. You know, and that's like the major issue with what it is now. It's called informed consent. Whereas, like you said, Tyson, before, you used to have to like live as X amount of years as the gender you wanted to be. You had to have gone through a certain level of therapy, have certain number of therapists sign off to make sure that you were mentally sound and actually suffering from gender dysphoria and actually medically needed these kinds of things. Because for the longest time, insurance wasn't covering this stuff. The only way they were going to be covering it is if it was deemed as medically necessary to your life, your safety, your mental health, or whatever. And it was also a very lengthy process to do so. And even back then, you still had to pay out of pocket for a lot of it. You know, it was a very, very.
It was
You said what?
persistent gender dysphoria, wasn't it? It was persistent gender dysphoria they had to demonstrate. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you had to have gone through a level of therapy where you with a therapist that you had regularly been with for a certain period of time. I think it was like 2 years they had to have been minimum working with you, so that they could have had 2 years to document, okay, this person is consistently struggling with this sort of issue. But nowadays they have this thing called informed consent here in America, where you can walk into, like, for my example, in my case, I walked into a clinic that I had never been to before, met with a doctor that I had never met with before, who had no access to any of my prior medical history whatsoever. And after 10 minutes of talking to him, I walked out with a script for estrogen. you know, and it shouldn't be that easy, because all I had to do was sign a packet that just listed everything, all the side effects, all the issues, all of the stuff. And it's basically a contract that these people don't realize they're signing, where if something goes wrong later on down the line, because you're essentially rushing into this, you can't go back and sue this doctor for malpractice now because you weren't informed. Because no, you were informed. They gave you a fat stack in a packet that you had to look at and read through, and nobody, I promise, nobody is reading through that. Nobody is going through their page by page and actually sitting here and look. I mean, that's like sitting there and reading a fucking drug commercial on TV.
The terms on your Apple phone.
Yeah, nobody does that. Nobody does that. And like, and in that moment too, I will say here in a minute, I didn't read it for months after I started hormones, because I was so excited at the fact that I was able to get on hormones right then and then, and it was like miles cheaper than I had been led to believe for years, and like there was no process. I was like, oh my God, I can just go in and get it. Like, I thought that it was still how the process used to be, you know, extensive. But I do believe, yeah, I agree with you too with that, with the point, Tyson, of like, I don't like how gatekept has such negative connotations now, because I do believe being trans is something that needs to be gatekept now, you know, because tying back into what I was saying earlier about how all these different identities are now being lumped under my category, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
And I worry about so many of like the young kids that aren't even necessarily going to grow up to be gay or lesbian adults, but there's just children in general being captured by this, you know, like especially when they're being told that they can pretty much create themselves just at a whim, you know what I mean? And I mean, we all remember being children about, you know, saying like, you know, thinking we're animals, or I mean, when I was a kid, it was Pokemon was a big deal, and you know,
when you were a kid, or
Yeah.
still.
I like Pokemon.
I've always loved cursors.
I love
How
it.
dare you, Ceci?
Yeah, I think you're lying. You're lying. When I was a kid,
But as a kid, like everyone was into it.
I know
now
what you're
it's-
saying. I'm just fucking with you. He still likes it. He still likes it.
I love Pokemon. They're so fun.
Pokemon wasn't popular when I was a kid. When I was a kid, Yu-Gi-Oh was all the rage.
See,
Everybody
I'm
was into
close to
Yu-Gi-Oh.
40. I'm close to 40, so yeah, it was like prime age when it came out.
Yeah,
you don't look 40 at all.
Yeah,
I'm 39 in August, so I'm very close.
That's crazy. You don't look 10 years older than me. Like that's crazy. I would have expected you to be younger than me, to be honest.
Oh, really?
No, no, I'm not trying to like glaze you or anything. You know, I'm just saying. You look very. You're gonna love that when you're like 70 and you look like you're in your 40s still.
My family ages very well.
People used to tell me when I was 30 that I looked like I was 20, and I said, hopefully that helps me when I'm 40. And now that I'm in my 40s, I'm like, man, it's starting to show. It's starting to show.
I feel like I get a variety of expressions when I tell people that I'm going to be 30 this year. Like a couple people at my church were like shocked last night at the potluck because we were talking about it. I told them I was about to be 30, and they were like what? They just thought I was like 22, 23. I guess I'm just immature. You know, that's just
No,
what it
you're
is.
not. No, you're not. Stop it. So
Yeah, I play Pokemon. I'm definitely immature.
I have kids, so I watch fucking Coco Melon and Paw Patrol literally all day.
Before I started getting ready for this, I was literally playing Minecraft, so. And when I get off this, I'm gonna go pick up Taco Bell and then get back onto Minecraft. So.
No shame. Yeah. I love you both for it.
I'll give you a story before we move on. When I was in hospital, I was going through cancer like ages ago, but like I was watching Pokemon on DVDs on my little like portable DVD player, and a nurse came in and said, "Oh, you're like got a child's heart," and I was like, that was kind of insulting. I felt like she was like trying to say that I was special, the way she said it. Like, "Oh, you're very young at heart," and she looked at the thing, and I was just like, I'm going through chemo. Let me watch Pokemon.
Right, let me enjoy my fucking hobby, bro. Like, come on. Can't a man have a hobby?
No, it's like I'm reminiscing about my life in case I die.
Right. Yeah, it's all flashing before my eyes.
Yeah, so I'm watching Pokemon. You guys, stop. So this next one, I saved this one for last because this one really pissed me off. just because I'm a parent, it it made me angry, and you'll see why. You'll see why.
I'm nervous now.
So y'all remember reading this book on Friday?
Yes.
So, can you remember what the word was that they described jazz as?
Transgender.
Yeah. So what happens if I told you that I'm transgender and that I was born as a girl? Can you believe that?
Wait, you were born as a girl?
I was born as a girl. And on Friday is my 11-year maniversary. And my maniversary means that was my first day as being a boy. 11 years ago. So that's longer than any of you have even been alive. Can you believe it?
I
Any
know.
of you know that? So y'all remember reading this book on Friday?
I just don't understand. Like, I miss the days when the most I knew about my teacher was if they were married or not.
Yeah.
Like, I miss the days if they were married and if they had kids. That was it. That was all I knew. I have no idea what my teachers identified with politically, or if they were gay or straight as a kid.
Like,
It's
why would
ridiculous.
you even want to show that to kids? Why are you
Right.
telling anybody that? Why do those kids need to know that about you?
Why is he telling anyone? I mean, he passes very well.
Yeah. I never
Yeah, I
would
was
have
kind of
thought.
surprised. I was surprised when he said that he was trans too. I was like, if you pass that well, dude, own it. Don't even tell anybody.
The first
Like,
time I
just
saw
own
that, I
it.
was like, oh, he's kind of hot. And then I was just like, wait, why are you telling this to kids? I was like, oh,
Yeah.
trans.
I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of my first initial reaction to it. I was like, oh my god, this is sad. He's attractive and he's pushing this ideology. Like, and then
Then it gets even sadder to
Yeah,
tell,
well,
like,
I
to
mean-
tell kids that. Why are you telling them that? Why do they
And the
need to
jazz
know
gender
that
is-
about you? They don't even
How
need
does
to know
that how does that improve your ability to teach these children anything? Like,
Why
how
do they
does
need to
that
learn
what does that
about
teach them?
And that was the Jazz Jennings book, wasn't it? That he
Yeah.
was showing, which is
And that's
like,
ironic that Jazz Jennings is who he's talking about, because she's very vocal about being keeping this kind of ideology away from kids now. Like, she is very, very anti-children being involved with LGBT or trans
oh,
lifestyles
is
now.
Jazz really saying that?
Huh? She's like, because she's came out in recent years and she's spoken about all of the myriad of health issues that she's suffering from now because of it, And I'm pretty sure I remember an interview in particular. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments or if we find it at a later date. But there was an interview I'm pretty sure I saw of her where she was saying that, like, I would not recommend this on anybody, on any children, because the issues that I face are just like insurmountable. And it's sad. A lot of, and especially, I will say, in the trans woman case, there's not as many health issues that we're going to experience versus a biological woman transitioning to male. I mean, I've had trans people tell me before, or ex-trans, how do I say it? Detransitioners, tell me before that, like, it hurts for them to speak because testosterone did that much damage to their female vocal cords, which just were not biologically meant to, like, take that much damage, and so now they're like, it hurts for them just to talk, just to say anything, just to have a conversation like this would be pain, and like, that's sad, it's scary.
And it makes
And
the esophagus like smaller as well, because
Yeah.
they're not meant to have
cords
thicker vocal cords. And
Well, and Ceci, I think we touched on it on my episode too. Like, if I decided tomorrow that I wanted to detransition and I didn't want to take hormones anymore, I'm sterile now. Like,
Yeah,
there's
you're
no
infertile,
chance
yeah.
or possibility for me to ever have a child of my own blood if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And that wasn't something that I was told when I first started transitioning. I thought that was something that, like, oh, I just had to get off it and then I could have my ability to have kids again. No, it's gone. It's
Yeah.
gone permanently. And that's like
that's a
irreversible. If I
very
want to
common-
detransition, I have to get a mastectomy now. You know what I mean? Because my boobs have developed and grown that much. And so it's like, these are not like easily reversible things.
And that's a very confronting moment as well, when you are pretty much told, even if you weren't thinking about having kids, but you're now told, the chances of it happening or whatever, it's gone. Because
Yeah.
I had the same thing when I went through chemo, and that was a very kind of like light bulb moment when I was told, the chances of it are now gone. And that I actually did cry, because I was like, there's always been that kind of like, well, it's a thing I can choose to do later on, but now I'm told no, choice is gone.
It's gone. Yeah.
It's gone.
I figured it out through my own like personal research of it. I don't remember what sparked me to do so, but I had just like it was like 4 or 5 years back. I just decided to Google it, and I found out that way that yeah, and by just doing the calculate, yeah, I've been on it long enough that I don't even need to go get my load tested. I know it's not workable, you know? And it's like, yeah, and I had that kind of, it was a sombering moment. It was a very sad moment of kind of like, wow, like, you know, I kind of held on to this idea. Maybe one day I would be in a place where I was mentally like wanting to do something like this, but, you know, I'm never going to have that opportunity again because, you know, and I'm not sure, obviously, like if I was told this from the get-go, it wouldn't have swayed my decision, I don't think, to start hormones, but still, it's something that I should have been told. It's not something I should have found out on my
You
own.
could have prepared better. You know what I mean? You
Exactly.
could have yeah. And that's, I find the whole topic really strange, and it also just kind of like highlights why there is so many flaws in the way they're doing pushing gender ideology on people, is because if, you know, at the age of like, I don't know, 21, any of us went into the doctor and said, hey, I want to get sterilized, I think it's like
They
any
say
age
no.
up.
They'll tell you
They
no.
say no. I think they don't even allow you up until the age of 25. You got to like go through like legal kind of. I mean, a woman.
It's like how it is here in America. That's how it is. You have to go through like a whole legal process, and then typically, if you're like married, you have to get your partner to sign off. You have to get like a list of different doctors to sign off on you. Not to mention a lot of mental health care. It's a very very firm process, a very difficult process.
I mean, I know
Way
for
more
men,
difficult
I know for
than getting
men, like
hormones.
vasectomy can be reversible if it's done within a certain couple of amount of years, but for women, that's not like an option. It's like
Yep.
it's
Tubes
one
are
and
tied,
done.
they're tied. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I just feel like that guy, he didn't need to do that. There was no reason for those kids to read that book. There was no need for them to know that about him. Period.
he should have just lived his life and been a good teacher. And then, you know what, in like 10, 20 years' time, if somehow they found out that, oh my God, Mr. So-and-so was trans, they could at least look back and go, wow, that was a good teacher and I never knew. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's
Never
how
pushed it
you
on
live
to
your
me. Never
life.
brought it up.
Never brought up, and
Yeah.
then made content out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Yeah.
go
Yeah.
around telling everyone's
Exploited
kids
them
that I'm a gay
essentially.
man.
Say that
You
again,
know what I
Tyson.
mean? I don't go around telling everyone's kids that I'm a gay man.
Yeah, guess
You
what?
know what I mean?
I'm gay.
Mm.
I'm gay. Like, why? Why do you need to do that? Why?
Yeah,
I'm
like,
trans, or I'm like who? Like,
what's
why?
the point?
What's the point? What is the freaking point?
I mean, I've been asked by kids in public if I'm a boy or a girl, like little kids who are with their parents out in public, and I just ignore it. I don't even answer, or like I'll look at the parent and kind of share them a look because like that's up for your parent to talk to you about. That's not up for me to sit here and explain to you what I am. You know, it's like you don't need to know. If you can't tell, great, even better. Like whatever.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit that would scare me about having my kids in school.
Yeah, understandable.
And not because that teacher's trans, because that class, whatever he was teaching there, was totally inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm sure if I was your kid's teacher, you wouldn't care. You wouldn't care at one bit if I was about me being trans. No, because you would be caring at the end of the day what I was teaching your children. And if I'm teaching your children about like this very left-leaning propaganda stuff that a parent should be teaching them, yeah, that's not okay. It's not okay.
It's not okay. It isn't. It's not okay. No. And the fact that he recorded it and put it on.
Yeah,
the
that
internet.
seems like something that should have been cleared by the parents.
Oh, hey, I'm going to put this thing on Instagram so everybody knows that I'm a transgender teacher, and I tell my kids that I'm trans, and it's my maniversary.
Maniversary is crazy. That's the first time I'd heard that before.
For me, it's a hard no. Immediately no.
Texas size no.
You'd probably agree with this as well, Avery. Like, if I did have a kid and I went into a school and, like, you know, have you seen those videos of, like, the pride flag streamers and the kids are, like, entering the school and it's just completely pride? I've said, and I've said this to like a bunch of other like conservative commentators. I like if I was there and I walked up with my kid, I would immediately pull them out of the school. No,
Absolutely. Yeah.
immediately, because I don't need a bunch of weird f hags that just have no life.
FX.
Trying to educate my kids on what this sexuality is. I don't, you know what I mean? I had
Yeah.
to say f hags because I can't say like the real word.
Right. Well, it's like the only flag. I mean, obviously, this is going to be different for both of you because you're both in different countries than me. But the only flag that I believe that should be flying in the classroom is the American flag.
I agree with that.
Period. I mean, and that's for obviously, like I said, for you Canada and for you Australia.
National
But I mean,
flag,
like that's the only flag that should be in flying in the classroom at any
100%.
point.
Or
100% agree.
countries of North America, so Canada,
Sure.
USA,
Yeah.
and Mexico.
Yeah.
That
Absolutely.
would be I'd be okay with that.
Absolutely. I'm totally fine with fucking hell. I don't even give a fuck if you want to fly every country in the world in your
Yeah.
school, okay? Go for it. But the second you put up a fucking pride flag in any capacity, I'm sorry, I keep cussing. The second you put up a pride flag like that, like that's when you're completely crossing a line.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure when I was in school, there were like some posters with like different national flags on it, just like with the names to show people. But like, yeah, get the pride
No, no.
flags out there. You don't need it. And look, I know you're still quite young, Avery, but I'm sure you remember a time like pride used to be more of a gimmick to the community. Like it was just like a weekend thing that come around, and honestly, we wouldn't really see the flag unless it was right at Pride, and none of us were running around wearing it like it was a full-on identity the rest of the year, like because it clashes. And I've said this before. There was a time where being LGBT was like considered
A respectable thing.
and also fashionable. And now they're running around gross and ugly, and they can't dress.
Well, I mean, like, I remember when gay people were perceived as like the people you went to for like fashion advice or like makeup advice or like, like actual helpful information. And nowadays it's like, oh, it's the person you go to if you want to go twerking and drinking at the club. And it's like, that's gross. It's not
I
a
was a
lifestyle.
manager for Armani, like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was in fashion, and I used to like have straight men come in. I used to work for a store called YD here in Australia, and straight men would come in and they'd like be so interested to know my opinion of like it was like Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, but like I really thought they were all like trying to like get my opinion because I was gay.
Right.
And like now it's just like I feel like people would just stay away from me if they find out that I'm gay just because they fear I'm going to, I don't know, spread some propaganda on them.
There's so many negative connotations that come with it now, yeah, because of people like the left who've, like, I think I said it before to you, Ceci, like the pendulum has swung so far left at this point that the only way left for it to go is right. So I'm just hoping that we start seeing some actual like changes in society. I mean, that's what I'm trying to gain with my content, at least, is like reshaping a lot of conservative people's or Republican people's perspective on like how trans people can be.
Seeing that there are normal people in the LGBT and T side that do have conservative views, because I don't feel like my views are radical like in a negative way. I just think parents should be left to parent their children, and I think children should be given the opportunity to grow up to be kids. Because you said earlier, like that's actually something I say, is that being a kid is such a small window of your life, and everyone deserves that window to look back on and remember their childhood fondly, and not be like pushed into anything insidious.
Right. It's when you're the most oblivious to the real world. You're the most ignorant to how awful the real world can be. And like, I wish that I could go back and relive that kind of blissful ignorance as much as I can. And that's something that I don't think any child should have robbed from them by, putting adult concepts or adult ideas, or even like teaching them about like protesting or ICE or that sort of thing. Like you're seeing a big trend of nowadays, or recently. Where like parents are literally teaching them to like hate ICE agents, hate Republicans, hate Donald Trump.
It should be illegal for kids to be at protests. I just don't think there's any, just for the risk of danger as well. But just I don't like that kids are being weaponized in protests.
Yeah, and there's a lot of teachers who are losing their jobs now because they're encouraging it. And Gavin Newsom also just got exposed for funneling like millions of dollars to organizations that literally trained high schoolers to protest, like actual high schoolers, you know. And so it's like it's just really gross, and it's like you're weaponizing the public at this point. Like Democrats are weaponizing, you know, the average person to push their agendas while simultaneously turning around and calling everybody else fascist and Nazis. And so it's
We
just
have the same thing here in Australia with our Democrats are called Labor, and we've got the
Mm.
Greens here as well, and they do the exact same thing. We even have our own Gavin Newsom,
Oh
the
God.
Melbourne Premier, which is exactly the same thing as the governor. So it's just they're just awful, and they don't see. They act like they're just being the most, you know, progressive, kind people, but they're honestly the
Mhm.
most harmful to, you know, the LGBT people. It's just because all they're doing is just creating negative, you know, ideas and connotations and just beliefs around all of us. And when everything is said and done, who are the people that are going to be most harmed? It's going to be the LGBT.
Mhm.
They don't even realize how, like, they don't even realize that it's their fault. They just think that everyone's a bigot and they're trying to take their rights away. It's like, no, 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 no. You
No.
made this happen. Your
I
radicalization, your radical attitude is what made that happen.
Well, I highlighted this in my post that I put out today too, that like the oppression that these people claim to suffer from is a direct result of their own fear mongering. If you fear monger somebody enough and you scare them to believe that half the country hates them, they're going to begin to feel oppressed. They're going to begin to feel like they're not equal to the people around them. You know what I mean? But like if you teach them like, oh yeah, there's people who have different opinions, but it's important you stand firm in your beliefs and that you know, and make informed choices and that you do your research and, you know, like XYZ, like then you're going to find actual empowerment. You're going to find people actually finding their voices, but they want to keep you scared. There's one thing that MK Ultra taught us back in like the 60s, 70s is that fear controls people more than anything. More than anything. And that is why you see so much fear mongering in the media because it's their way of controlling you. It's their way of controlling your vote, your decisions, your mindset, your thought process, your critical thinking skills. It's like it is the major, most big, or like the most used tactic when it comes to try and control or brainwash a population, you know?
Well,
And
look at
that's why
look at
you see it
look
almost
at the pandemic.
exclusive.
Look at the
Yeah,
pandemic.
exactly. And that's why it's a trait that you see almost exclusively on the left. You don't really see conservatives going out of their way to fearmonger people. And if they are, they're actually doing it with facts, with statistics, you know, with actual evidence to prove like this person or this thing or this group is bad. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, they
so
joke about it.
yeah, you know, it's really it's ironic that the party that cries fascist and Nazi the most is actually the most fascist and Nazi
Well, I feel like
coded,
that was
you
a
know?
tactic. You know what I mean? They got ahead of the PR by using the terms that they knew they were about to do. It was the same as like, you know, how I said earlier, there was like, you know, the radical queer group were using the term genocide before the
Mhm.
Gaza conflict, and they were like saying it for a good couple of years quite heavily and like absurd amounts. And
Yeah.
then they were like, oh, we're like ready to go when the Gaza thing came because they were all like, you know,
Already
everyone,
convinced that it was coming, that it was an incoming thing. Yeah.
yeah. But it was just like they were already like at this such a high point and just yeah, went out of control.
Yeah.
But mainstream media now at
100%.
this point, I just consider is reality TV. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's scripted. It's made for entertainment, not for news. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. Yeah, no, like and I also that's something that I was talking to my partner about a couple days ago was that I know that Fox News is a very biased news source, and so I'm like fully expecting this interview that there or this article that they're doing on me to like be completely biased and maybe not necessarily have like the correct or full information in it. You know, because if there's something I learned back during COVID is that the media is going to lie to you no matter what. They're going to lie to you. They're never going to tell you the full truth, and that's why you have to like do your due diligence, do your own research, and make sure that you're informed on things and not just, you know,
mm,
getting your sources or your information from news sources.
Well, because you can't. Like you can't. It's never 99.9999 100% of the time. It's fabricated bullshit.
Well, that's why social media now is the real news. I think one of the best things we got was Elon Musk buying X and, giving a little bit more footing of where we were, because, at least I know that I'm not saying everything on social media is correct, but at least now people can speak more freely and have that kind of respectful dialogue and, decide for ourselves what is right and what is wrong.
Yeah, totally. Totally. I agree. I mean, you see those clips of the media, they're all saying the same thing over and over and over. Like every newscaster is saying the same thing, no matter what
Verbatim.
station they're on. That's the perfect example of how the media manipulates, because they're all told to say the same shit. They're all puppets.
They even say at the same speed. Like it's so robotic. I know the clip you're talking about. It was actually scary because it was verbatim script and they were saying at the same speed.
Same speed, same way, same, just everything the same. Same. And that to me, that's terrifying. That is absolutely.
That's not news.
No.
Yeah. You can see why people are flooding to the commentator space, because at least then there's a bit more rawness and, not so scripted.
Yeah. 100%, 110 million%. Well, probably about time we wrap this up. I don't even know what time it is right now. 8:01 for me. It's 9 a.m. for you.
9 a.m. for me,
6 p.m. for you. I'm usually in bed by now, and like I look like I need to be in bed. Like I am looking.
It does not feel like 6 p.m. It feels like it's like 2 o'clock still.
Well, I guess it's light there still. Hey, Avery? Is it still light out for you? Yeah, it's just getting dark here now.
It's about golden hour right now.
Oh, see the beautiful California sunsets, That's
I'm
what I'm talking
I'm
about.
probably gonna take a couple selfies after I get off in that sun.
Well, if you guys made it this far to the end of this podcast, thank you so much for tuning in. I always say this at the end of every one. Message us. Find us on social media and message us. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you thought of the videos that we shared. Whether you agree or don't agree, that's okay. Just don't come at us with hate, because you'll be met with. I block everyone that says mean things. I don't know about you guys,
hate
but
me.
I block everybody.
Yeah,
I'm like, nice block.
I'm like, send me hate, please. That's content I can use.
I'm the same. Hate me all you want. I thrive on it.
Right. No, literally. That's how I know. It's how we know that we're on the right side and we're saying all the right things, is when people hate us for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Send me
exactly.
compliments. That confuses me.
You can come at me with compliments. I could use some, because I get called fat and ugly every single day on Instagram.
Oh, goodness.
I love it. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Radically Real. We appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.